Hi
Oh
guys.
my God! Hi.
He thinks we're talking to someone.
Welcome to Confessions of
Welcome.
a Dizzy Drama Queen.
Welcome. And for those of you that are listening, we have Theo sitting, my dog Theo, if you didn't know. He's sitting in Amna's lap.
He's part of this
literally
episode,
so cozy.
You guys are missing out if you're not watching.
And you know what else we have for the episode? Speaking of cozy, Amna made us chai.
We haven't tasted it yet, though.
We haven't tasted it yet, but she made us chai. Like, I feel like making chai for someone is such a love language, dude.
It's
Right?
true. Yeah, and I haven't made chai in a hot minute because in my household, Abdus makes chai.
Yeah, dude.
So I just kind of give, not that I can't make chai. I think my chai is pretty okay, but we're going to find out the hard way.
But better than anybody's chai is better than mine. But like your chai is fire. Oh. And we're in t-shirts. I don't know why my phone has been under my armpit this entire episode. So
This all the time. No, I came in a different outfit and then I was like, I can't do this. I cannot. And then I put on one of Sana's t-shirts and I'm like, I'm free.
Yeah. But we will dress up sometimes in episodes.
Sometimes,
for sure.
sometimes.
But like now that we're home, you're making it too easy on us.
You guys were literally in. Uh-oh. I feel like I might need more chai. Not chai, sugar.
Oh,
Well, here we are now. But because we're in your house, it's like kind of rainy outside. We've got chai going. I'm like, dress up and we're home.
I know, you even put the glasses on.
I put the glasses on today.
No, this feels good.
And
this feels
perfectly
good, guys.
match.
I wonder if you guys feel like it feels good. Like if you watched the last episode or this episode, let us know if you feel like, yeah, you guys, we're vibing with the setup. One person did DM us and was like, you guys, because last week was our first week doing the setup, as we reiterated 101 times. And we did, like, it was smooth sailing for the most part in post-production stuff, but we forgot to, so there was like a bunch of you that listened to the episode that it was like in the audio version, it was edited. So it was just like us like just testing. Like this girl messaged me, she's like, I don't know if you guys, and I thought she watched the video version.
Okay.
She was like, I don't know if you guys meant to or not, but like it's like it feels unedited. And I thought she meant because of our setup, and I was so heartbroken. I was like, you know, we really tried. But if you listen to the episode, we tell you that it might go up or down, but we really tried. And I literally was going to send it to you and say, Amna, brace yourself. Like, it's okay. But like, I don't know if the setup's giving what we thought it was giving. And then she's like, she said she's listening on her way to work. And I was like, oh, so she's not talking about the visual. So then I go and check, and basically we uploaded the version
the unedited version.
Audio that was raw, like it wasn't edited at all. And so she was like, and then she was saying like, no, I think you guys are saying like testing a lot, and like it's fine, you know, like I like the vibes, but like I think it might be. And I was like,
that's so nice of her.
She was so nice, dude. And then I was like, thank God you told me.
Yeah.
I don't know what we said in between. We kept getting up, sitting down, getting up, sitting down, and all of that was in it. So if you're one of the people that heard it, because it was a good chunk of people that heard it already,
I started thinking, I was like, also because whenever we're like testing, like sometimes we're saying testing, and sometimes I'm like, like I'm trying to make noises and see what's going on. But wow, I don't remember what number it was already that had listened to it. Pivot. We have a confession. It's been a minute. It's about time we bring you guys a confession because we are confessions.
Yeah, it's what we're here to do.
Who we
and
are.
In light of the fact that E-News is canceled, fucking breaking news. E-News as a channel is going away. It's gone. Should we give it a cheers?
Cheers to E-News. What was your favorite?
Cheers to E-News.
E-News show.
Dude, it was the red carpets.
My ASMR. I'm holding the mic directly
over
the mug.
No, but that's got to be a good first sip then.
But I feel like what really got me to E-News was Fashion Police. Yeah, I loved Fashion Police. Loved it. Man, what an era.
Sad.
It's sad.
But yeah, so in honor of that, somebody had to take over.
And it's
somebody
us.
We were.
We have a confession.
We have a confession. Okay, this person messaged us and said, hi, I have a crazy story. A few days ago, my maternal grandmother forbade me, so her Nani, forbade me from going to my cousin's house aka her sister's house.
Okay. The Nani's? No.
Her sister's house. Her Nani's sister's house.
Yeah.
Okay. I've explained to her constantly there's nothing better we are able to do during summer, and I'm utterly bored. She started, I'm like, that's our entire childhood.
Yeah,
like
that's literally summer.
They threw us all together, and we had no TV. That's a story for another time, guys. But yeah, we had no TV. We literally just
sang Not They all summer. We literally sang Not They all summer.
And then when YouTube became a thing, we were like glued to YouTube, remember?
YouTube and anything that was like that scary driveway and then the girl pops up. We use the internet for evil.
That one video about being a Muslim and like when you go to the grave, and all of us were traumatized. Like we watched it again and again and again and again.
And finding the videos of like girl crying diamonds, and then it's like a surah on the back, and it's like, oh my God. Anyways, but yeah, what else was she gonna do?
What else was she gonna do? So I'm utterly bored. Valid. She started as a Nani, started falsely accusing me, and then in parentheses she said I'm 16 years old of talking to my 35-year-old uncle, her sister's son, who's been married for 10 years. Nani?
She's 16?
Sharamka.
What?
Like that's first of all that's so mean.
First of all, a 16-year-old is writing to us. You little baby! Who's here to protect you?
Dude, you know what I will say, and what we've learned over time is like, dude, older women they see older women like
unhinged.
They're unhinged. And their projection is like so heavy.
Oh my God, they say the most out of pocket crazy thing.
Yeah, or they've like accepted so much that by the time they're in their old age, it's like, wow, you hate women.
This wild. Anyway, so the Nani thinks that her 16-year-old granddaughter wants to go to her sister's house so much. She can't even fathom that her sister's fun. She's like,
or like to hang out with the cousins or whatever.
Just family. So she's like, she must be in love with this 35-year-old cousin.
You're projecting so hard. Who did you leave behind?
Then what happened next?
Okay, so then she said, silently but not accusing me straightforward, saying that I was quote unquote talking to him and how she understands signals and isn't slow, saying she knew what games I was playing. I told my own mother and she called me crazy insane, and I haven't been able to talk to my grandmother for over a week. And I have no clue how to even forget this disgusting thought.
Wait, what did her mom say?
I didn't understand that part. She said, I told my own mother and she called me crazy. Insane.
Crazy in like a way like, oh, your grandma would never say something like
Probably.
that crazy. You know,
I'm
like
thinking
that's the type of crazy
I'm thinking. That kind. Yeah, like, or like, you know, the moms do this well where they're like, she didn't mean it like that.
Or they'll just be like, she just grandma. She just talking.
Says things.
You know, just ignore it.
But for her Nani to be like, I'm not slow. I can understand the signals you're giving.
What is she talking about? Signals?
I feel bad.
Also, because now I'm getting sus of this 35-year-old whomever. Like, what do you mean signals? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you peeping?
Yeah, because what if it's him being...
Let's
not take it there because she's not taking it there.
Way too far. I'm so sorry. But I'm so sorry.
But like crazier things have happened.
That's actually really
But like
insane.
For you to be 16, first of all, I feel so bad. Like you know what? I also feel like they see girls at 16. I'm imagining you like develop a little bit quicker. Like you look like womanly quicker. Like I remember getting boobs at like I think I've talked about this, but like I was like 10. I literally remember being like 10 or 11 and 12 and wearing like having like a fucking Victoria's Secret bra.
Yeah.
And for you to be 16, like I'm thinking she's probably seeing you as like, oh my God, she's so pretty, she's so cute.
Yeah.
Like anything you're doing, she's seeing like that, which is fucked and so unfair. It's really
fucked. You know what? I don't know Nani's like if your mom and the rest of the family is saying it as like, dude, she's just crazy. Let her say her whatever. I would just say like, just go to your cousin's house. Ignore Nani. Have a good time with your cousins. Laugh about it and be like, guys, can you fucking believe she's... You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
That's what we would do. That's
what I would do. I would go to Sana and be like, dude, Nano said some out-of-pocket shit today. And then we'd laugh about it. Because we even joke about how, like, growing up, obviously, when you're younger... I don't know if we're gonna keep this in or not, but like when you're younger, even us, like growing up, our parents would make jokes about like, oh, you want to marry your cousin. I mean, I feel like even something like that, I feel like if you said it to anybody else who's like not Muslim or Desi, they'd be like, are you like, whoa.
Yeah, like I feel like that's like you cut family off for that.
Yeah, you actually cut them off, but we're like,
non-Desis. But with us,
we're like, she thought I was gonna marry my cousin in Pakistan, please. You know what I mean? And then you go see the cousin.
Thinks I'm cute.
You're gonna go see that cousin in Pakistan, and you'll be like, I remember when we were supposed to get married, and like it's like this like crazy out of pocket thing that your grandma says. But if your grandma's like, I don't know,
if she's like being mean to you about it,
or also if she's like the kind of nanny that like can't influence what her sisters and stuff are saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like tell your mom she did the right thing by telling her mom. Tell an adult, a trusted adult. And
because the problem is at 16, at any age, but especially at 16, anything that you try to do to retaliate is not going to be like you know what I mean? It's not going to be taken seriously. I mean, you should stand up for yourself, but I just feel like at 16, none of us know how to do that. No. Well, you know, it's either a crash out or like you cry, but you don't know how to like appropriately make a comment to handle that situation in a way where it leaves that person thinking. That takes years of wisdom. We're still learning that. Yeah. But at 16, I feel like, the best thing you can do is tell your mom and tell your cousins and be like, guys, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then just have a good summer.
Usually, eventually, we make it into a joke in our family too. Yeah. Like, then I feel like we would make it a joke into the cousins and be like, guys, I'm going to go meet my husband.
And like, but the thing is, it's also in a way to like piss them off. It's like to mock them. But
like, I just don't know how well that's gonna be received. So
once we hear this back,
caution on that.
But I'm also concerned about what she means by signal. You know what I mean? Because Desi aunties, they also do be ruining reputations. Like they're swatting a fly. You know what I mean? Like they really do put information out there.
But it's her Nani. Like I would hope your Nani's not ruining your reputation. Like that's fucked.
And keep telling your mom. Yeah. And then fight your mom. And then fight your mom if your mom doesn't believe you.
No, yeah.
But not like actually like cut her off. You know, right? You guys know what I mean.
No. Look.
Like be like,
unless
Mom,
this
no,
becomes
she's crazy.
Something way uglier, you're not cutting anybody off. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
We're like joking.
We're joking as long as Nani and the 35-year-old, everybody's like.
As long as everybody's being.
As long as everybody's in a normal, Nani's just having a moment. Like it's like I feel like it's like when like a war criminal, not war criminal.
A war criminal.
It's like when someone like who has PTSD from war is like saying out of pocket shit about like back in the war.
We should do a segment where we ask everyone to drop in like the most out of pocket shit that their grandmothers say, because I have a fucking list of crazy shit, you guys. I literally went, and I love my grandma to death. I love this woman to death. But like on Eid, I went, and before even saying Eid Mubarak back to me, and dude, she's on TikTok and everything, so I like don't even want to like, I don't want her to be like, what the fuck, why are you saying that? Like to the world, bitch. But anyways, I like walk in and she's like, actually no, she stands 10 toes down on everything.
She would be like, actually, and everyone put in the comments, Sana, do as I say.
Yeah, because sorry, I'm doing everything but tell the story. But she basically, like, I go in to say salam, and Ethan Bark, she's also like 4'9", you guys. So I'm like hunching down to hug her, and I'm 5'2". And she's like, baby, yeah, good news, like touching my stomach. And I'm like, can you say hi? Can you say Eid Mubarak in front of everyone? And she's like, they're talking to me about doctor's appointments and this, that. And I'm like, dude. Again, I've said this before. I'm not in a place where I'm traumatized by questions like that. But I'm like, can you imagine if I was? Like, why are you putting me on the spot like that? Yeah. Like, I know she doesn't mean harm by it. But even later, I was talking with my family and like my chachis were there and stuff. We were all talking about like how old they were when they had their first kids. Sorry, I know I took a turn from the conversation. Okay. Well, how old they were when they had their first kids, and I was saying like, oh, like, did you guys ever feel pressured? They were saying like, not really, and they weren't. They were in their 20s, but they were like, no, we didn't really feel pressured, except for like my grandma. And we were laughing, and then my grandma literally stood 10 toes. Fully was like, yes, absolutely. And I stand by that. And I would say that to anyone else too.
I mean, period. Like, okay, fine. Period.
But anyways, some of like what she's seeing as signals could literally be you having a conversation and laughing. She could be like, is that the free audience?
Yeah, that literally is all it takes.
100% so.
But yeah, so we might need more context to like the overall generalized story. But
That was a good confession. So thank you guys for I know we've said this before, but keep dropping them in the DMs. We read through them and we picked that one for today and we have some lined up, but keep dropping them because it's so fun to discuss them with you guys.
This one, I only heard the first sentence and a half and then I was like, okay, don't tell me on the podcast. So that's also a lot of fun that sometimes we both don't know the others.
This the whole story.
Yeah. So we just know just a tidbit. So it's just as exciting.
And our hope, when we're having this conversation, our hope is then either it's relatable for you and you can feel ease in that I also go through that. I'm not fucking alone. My grandma's not the only grandma that says that my vagina is gonna close my vagina and my vagina is gonna close up if I don't get pregnant in 3 years. Oh my god, we're literally all also living the same life.
It's either that or you're super entertained,
or what are your thoughts on it, because does it make you mad too,
yeah, let us know. Okay, pivot.
Let's go into
pivot. I know
some Love Island updates.
I know, you guys, it's over, but is it even over? Because every episode I feel like we're gonna stop talking about it. I promise I'll try to keep this one really, really short. But
talk your shit.
Feel like, okay, I watched the Keke Palmer interview. And between the Keke Palmer interview and Call Her Daddy, I think Keke did a better job interviewing.
Amna, out of the she knocked that shit out of the park.
She asked all the right questions, but I think Huda's answers were more engaging. So I hadn't listened to the episode, but I was ready as soon as Keke's episode dropped. I was yes, I'm so also, excited. The way she
ping-ponged the conversation and was able to keep it pushing, but she did such a fucking good job.
Okay, that was my thinking, but I saw a lot of backlash on social media and people were saying that they didn't love the interview, and I was like, guys, what?
I didn't love. I agree with you because I feel like Shelly and Olandria were lips fucking sealed
tight. Those girls weren't saying a thing.
Sealed.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like Huda was willing to give so much information. She was and actually, can I add something?
Yeah. And
he was on
3
that
years
page.
ago, and we love that. Yeah. That's our storytelling story. That's how I can hear a story. I need beginning, middle, end. Shelly and Olandria, I like Shelly and Olandria, actually. I think they're so cute. I think they're really cool, put together women. But I was I feel like they, between the time the show ended and then once they had the interview, it doesn't feel like they went back and watched a lot. I feel like what they're telling us is what we heard whilst everyone was in the villa still. I'm not getting any new information. Only from Sierra, who we didn't even discuss all that happened with Sierra, but only from Sierra's live this morning.
There's a live? You mean that 4-part? That wasn't live.
Is that what? Oh, I thought it was a live.
No, it's a 4-part.
Well, I need to go back and watch it then because I thought it was a live. So I'm just seeing clips, but I saw the clip of what she said. What Huda actually did.
Yes.
On the episode, she said that.
Oh yes.
Huda licked his genitals upward.
She has this move that she would always do, on the show, and so she was saying that she did that.
Yeah, that she went genitals up, and that she was taking her time. And that Chris was still making his round through everyone whilst Huda was still on Ace. So everyone was kind of what the hell is going on? And then obviously Ace's heart rate was the highest from Huda. So that I think is a valid reason to crash out. Why would
they cut that out though if they were going to show the crash out after?
I think the consensus was that
they're trying to save face.
The way Huda did it was too rated X for
with the TV. Show where there's 4 people making out on top of each other.
Right, when there's milk being spit from one person to the other. Ugh, that was the worst. But so I'm I feel like for Shelly and Olandria, I wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear that she did that, and in the moment, I was what the hell is going on? A little bit more emotion. And a little bit more, but I think Keke did a great job of asking all the right questions.
Her pace was great. I just loved.
I feel like Alex was hesitating on even saying Sierra's name, and Keke was like, "Guys, what the hell happened with Sierra?" I was finally someone's asking the right questions, but that's how I felt.
She was talking like a watcher, but it was really, really good. And then as for Sierra. Dude, I'm so confused about where I stand on how I feel about Sierra. Half of me watching her videos and, explaining why she left and this, that. Half of it, I'm damn, I really get where she's coming from. And the other half of it, I'm I don't know. It's still, Like, I don't want to shit on her at all. Like, I really don't, because I feel like everybody's coming for her so fucking hard. The way that she was acting in the villa, people are coming at her for that. And I'm like, dude, people act out and crash out like that in the villa. That's supposed to happen. Yeah. They're supposed to be like that. But, like, she still feels a little calculated to me. Like, her accountability on the racial slur part, I thought she did a good job taking accountability on that. But I feel like her accountability in, like, or like her role in every part of the villa, it's just like she's always the victim.
I feel like with her racial slur situation, I'm gonna let those that were affected dictate like how okay or not okay and how far we're into that with her, right? Like, I ally. But I think people did come too far for the way they like dragged her family and like were calling. Well, I heard people were like calling ICE on her family. Yeah, and, like, crazy like shit. Like, I feel like that's way too insane. Yeah, I do think she came back and she said like, no, I responded, and she gave the screenshots. The part of that, which goes back to your calculated part, that I kind of was like, Sierra, is I'm like, you're wearing the sweatshirt that says empath, and it's feeling like too, you know, like, again, calculated. And I feel like you could have gotten so much further with what you were saying had you not done the empath and the necklace and the thing. I don't, you know, like that I felt like was a bit off. I was like, okay, I love Nicolandria, but if I was her and I left the villa and I saw that his family, America, everybody rooting for her, was rooting for a different couple, that stings.
If any of you are also watching Beyond the Villa, which is like the season 6 cast, literally today when I woke up, I saw, or no, this was like yesterday, I saw that like Leah, well, basically Janae and Kenny broke up, and I saw that like Leah, Serena, Miguel, Cordell, Connor, Kaylor, fucking, what's the Australian one? Liv, they all unfollowed him. Also, Janae took all the pictures of him off her feed. He took her out her bio. Like, they like dead cut. Like, damn. Fucking cut. What's the theory? The consensus here? And the theory is that they were at David Dobrik's party on Sunday. Yikes. and that Kenny cheated on Janae with some girl, and that side chick was at the party and confronted Janae and told her about it. No. Is what is circulating. Damn, as of today. Dude.
Damn, crazy. That sucks.
I know. I feel really fucking bad. That's fucking sucks. Also, damn. Janae's like the baddest bitch.
Man, so I hate how not in the know I am with season 6, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I am gonna get on it. Yeah, I need to get on it. But that's all.
So we'll see how that story progresses.
On TikTok, like, even on Sierra's post, they're like, they're like, Sierra, now's not the time. Today's not the day. And then I saw that's what was happening. And I was like, damn, I don't know what's going on.
These people are like made for TV. But truly, in other news,
from when we wanted to talk about this to today, as always, so much has happened in between. And this app has been brought to our attention in early days, and it just fell through the cracks, and now we're here. The T app.
The thing is, we're like married, and so we're not out in the fucking wild, so we didn't know. But a single coworker of mine and
a friend of mine had messaged me and was like, you guys have to talk about this. And when I looked it up at the time, it was only in Michigan. I don't know if that's where it originated, but what I heard was that it originated in Michigan. If that's incorrect, let me know. And that obviously it's an app for girls to post guys and post. Okay, so the T app is an app where you can post guys initially. I heard they eventually made one for girls, then they had to take it down because what did we expect? But guys were posting nudes, etc., etc. We're not surprised, but the app is where you can post a guy and you can give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and then you
so
can
like
write.
Someone would post a guy if they're like talking to someone and they're like, I don't fucking know this person. Does anybody know this person? So they'll put that person's picture on the T app, and then other girls in that state, community, where the fuck ever, can comment on if they know that guy or if they know any lore about this man, good, bad, whatever. And it's like a safety thing, which I thought, which is fucking amazing.
Genius. And some girls, a lot of girls posted it, even if it's a guy that's not reaching out to them, but just being like, hey, watch out for this guy because he's done XYZ. And a lot of it was to protect, like, it helps women from abusive men, and you know,
or you're in a new state and you're trying to talk to someone.
Yeah,
like that's what my coworker was saying. Like if you're in a new state, and you're trying to like, who do you want to talk to? Like, obviously it's kind of scary to just go meet someone that you don't fucking know in a brand new state, and like they could be a serial killer.
Right. And because obviously I wanted to know the lore, and I was like, what's going on? I was gonna make a T app. Thank God for my laziness, I didn't. Because
you were going to make a profile.
I was going to make a profile because I just wanted to see what the girls were talking about. And then I just like forgot about it. And then just recently there was a hack, and the T app got hacked, and then people are posting the photos that girls had sent in, basically exposing the photos with the username. So now people can see.
So I guess before it was anonymous?
It was all anonymous before. You pick a username, and you could put your name, but like, who would do that? And you would just post anonymously. But in order to join the app, you have to send in a picture of yourself to confirm that you're a girl. And then it takes like whatever. Like
imagine
an
if someone is
post.
Abusive, and someone like, that's so fucking scary. Like if there's an abusive man and he finds out that like someone he was with posted about him and put themselves on the line like that, that's so fucking scary.
Way scary situation. Now I don't know if it's posting, if it's showing the post and showing who posted what, or if it's just showing who signed up. I don't know how much it's exposing, but I'm like, man, it feels like it's a scorned man who, I mean, obviously it's a scorned man.
It was like a hacker. Yeah.
That was like, I'm going to put this, but I don't know where they're posting it. If it's on like a Reddit thread, if it's on the dark web, like, is it out?
I don't know either.
Like, where is it?
Like, we're not looking for it.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, you know what? Whatever anyone said, I'm like, stand 10 toes. Stand 10 toes in that shit, unless of course it's an abusive or like scary situation. Yeah. But, like, otherwise, you know what? Say it. Say it, and we'll say it louder.
Piece of shit.
But I was like, man, girls can't have anything, because then those guys started posting nudes and stuff, and I was like, relax. Like, you're proving the point.
Yeah.
You're not building your case any better. But I also heard, and I haven't done as much research into this, but I did see a TikTok where guys have taken their life from the fact that they were on the T app.
What?
I heard.
Well, what did they do?
I don't know. See, I need to look deeper into it, so I'll find a little bit more context. But I saw on TikTok, and I need to find the TikTok of someone talking about how there was a guy whose shit got exposed on the T app, and I'm gonna assume he was already in a really dark place. Yeah. I don't know if this is what kind of took him over the edge, but that he ended his life, and I was like, oh my God! But I don't know what he did.
Yeah,
you know.
Speaking of like crazy fucked up shit.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about that documentary that you watched, the Netflix one?
Yes, you guys. So I have been tapping back into my reading era, and so sweet. I said it in the last one, but then our camera died. So I've gotten DMs because I've posted like books that I finished and books that I'm reading, but I got this DM from someone, and she was like, "Can you talk about the books you're reading and like what you're watching and stuff?" So I'm reading tomorrow. I think it's like tomorrow and tomorrow, or tomorrow and tomorrow. And that's what I'm reading. That is what I'm reading. Why are you laughing at it?
Because you literally said the word tomorrow and
five. It says it 3 times.
Yeah, but you said it's tomorrow. No, tomorrow. No, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. That's literally
tomorrow,
what you just
comma,
said.
And. But
we should have a segment where you talk about your documentaries
books I'm reading.
Books.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm reading that currently. I just finished Never Lie, which I thought was pretty good. And I had finished I Used to Live Here. So good. Both thrillers. Tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. It's like from Martin Family, like closets.
Yeah.
That I'm only like 5 pages in, but that's my current read, and that's not supposed to be a thriller. It's supposed to be like moving, I think. It's been on a lot of bestsellers for like years. But The other two are thrillers, and they were really good. I Used to Live Here, so good. I feel like the ending could have been a little longer and more elaborate. I wanted more from the ending, but I thought the storyline and the concept were so good. Never lie, I thought it was a lot of fun to read. And then documentaries, I've been tapping back into my documentaries, and the documentary
She's an anthropologist, in case you didn't know.
That is part of my research.
And I'm a psychologist.
She is. And
a biologist.
And together
we are
The Incredibles. But I also just finished The Incredibles 2 yesterday, which we started. Remember we started it? I finished it yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, so I watched this documentary called Amy is Missing.
A lot of people are watching it right now. If you haven't watched it, I haven't watched it yet because I just don't like to tap into that part of my sadness because I have enough sadness.
Into her anxiety.
But it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's 3 episodes. How much do you want to know?
No, talk about the whole thing because I have already heard people talk about it.
Okay, great. Basically, it's this documentary. It's back in, like, I think the 90s or the 80s.
It was in 98.
Yeah, 90s. So
I haven't watched it, but I know.
In the 90s, 98 specifically. It's about this family, mom, dad, they take their 2 kids. Kids are grown. Son's, like, 23 or 21. She's, like, also 21 to 23. So it's a family trip, grown kids. They go on vacation. Amy goes missing. She goes missing between the time of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. The last time she was seen, her brother and her were drinking. They went out and about into the disco in the cruise, and then
they discotheque? The discotheque?
Is that what it's called?
No, it was just, yeah.
No, there's something that comes after that.
Oh, really?
I don't remember, but
sorry.
I started thinking of that show Community, and then they did that rap, and the first words that I wanted to say were biblioteca because of the rap, but then I was like, that's not it. Anyways, so she goes, she's dancing with the guitar guy, then she and her brother, they go back to the bedroom that they share with their parents. They're sitting on the balcony. It's 3 a.m. They're smoking a cigarette. He goes to bed. The dad wakes up at like 5 a.m., checks and sees her feet or something. He wakes up like maybe 30 minutes and then he sees her. Okay, I see her feet on the balcony. Then he goes back to bed. He wakes up again at like 5 a.m. or something and she's gone. So now there's all these theories. Everyone's trying to find her. They're trying to stop the ship before letting people leave the dock to go explore. They're like, we can't do that. They have the captain of the boat. They have the head of security on the documentary. They have all these people. And some people that are working the cruise, they're like, we are not going to stop people who paid to leave stay just because we're going to make an announcement later. Then the FBI shows up on the boat because they're like,
so wait, sorry. So they're on the boat. Amy goes missing. The parents realize in the morning.
They realize in the morning and they're good parents. Immediately they're ringing alarms. They're telling,
and they're docked. Like it's the morning of like you get off the cruise for the day.
They're docking. So as they're realizing Amy's missing, they're docking and they're getting ready to put the bridge down to let people get off. And the parents are like, do not let people leave because we have not found our daughter yet. And it's like, let's say it's like 9 a.m.
Sorry,
or something.
I'm so sorry. So like they're getting back on the boat to leave.
No, they're on the boat.
Okay.
She is like, when she went missing 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. when they were doing the disco, she's on the boat. They're out at sea.
Okay.
When the dad wakes up, they're docking. Like the boat is going to the dock and they're stopping.
Okay.
And the people are going to go explore and then they're going to go back onto the boat.
Got it.
So the parents are like, don't let anybody get off this boat because we need to get our daughter. And they're like, we cannot stop 2,000 people from leaving when it's only been an hour. Let's make an announcement, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they obviously can't find her. They call the FBI. People that were at the disco, they are sending footage, and the guy that was like the room next door, everyone's sending footage of who she's talking to. There were these 2 girls that saw her go up at like 5 a.m. with the, I think it was the drummer or the guitarist from the band. And then they're like, he came down, she never did. So the theory is that either she jumped off and fell, that she committed suicide, or that she was smuggled, right? Cut to the families, they're trying to find her. They go and they are looking for her. Again, the FBI is involved. Every day for the last 20 some years, this family's been searching for her. They've been going on the news. The internet has been expanding and they've been expanding the search with the internet. Obviously, people send in tips and things like that. They got a tip years afterwards of a picture of what is a woman on a site where people can hire escorts, but it's like obviously like a trafficking, like you're hiring a woman for the night type thing. Mm-hmm. And they see this photo and they compare the photos and it's like uncanny. Like that has to be their daughter. But to date, they have not found her. And other people, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but other people that are on the documentary are people that have visited the island. And they're like 3 years later, 5 years later, and they're like, we visited the island, we saw her. And then when we came to the States, at some point, whether it's a month later or a year later, we're watching America's Most Wanted. We're watching So-and-so Goes Missing. And we realize that girl we saw way back when was the same girl who's missing. And the reason we remember her is because her interactions with her were always weird. Like, there was a taxi driver that was like, I saw your daughter. She was asking me for a phone and I pointed it to a certain direction. And then one lady, she was on vacation and she was in the bathroom with her. And she's like, this girl was asking me where I'm from, or she was asking her where she's from, but there was a man standing outside the door. And that's why she remembered her, because she's like, why was this guy being weird? She was like, I was just playing it dumb. But they didn't realize it was Amy. They didn't realize this is a missing person until years later. So any lead gets lost. What I'm not understanding, and I don't know if they've tried this method, is if they found their daughter on the website, why didn't the FBI try to hire her through the website and set up like a fake meetup?
That doesn't make sense to me. Also, it's like 20 some years later and like she may still be alive. Like, we don't even know.
I'm
right?
1,000% sure she's alive.
There's no confirmation that
she's
obviously
dead.
That she's dead or alive. Obviously there's no confirmation of that. But I'm saying, like, over the years, like, has there been have people seen her recently, or it's like, oh, we saw her a decade ago?
No, it's been like spanned out. I don't remember how long it's been from the last time there was a sighting of her, but now with social media and obviously now with this documentary, they're like putting it out there. There's like rewards out there, but I'm like 20 some years. Some people are like, you know what? Maybe she had a kid by someone she was trafficked from. Maybe there's children involved. Maybe she owes people money. Maybe she's tried. Someone that claims to have had an encounter with her said that they heard the guy say, like, to her, like, don't try anything funny again. Because people are also like, if she's running into people in the bathrooms and this and that, couldn't she have said, I'm this person, you know? But I truly believe she's still out there.
Yeah, and what people were saying was like whatever point in the 90s, like basically she could have been what I'm not understanding is, how did she get off the boat? Like, if they're at the port where everybody's watching, like their security's all there, the parents are there, they're watching everybody come off the boat. Did she get off from a back exit? Like,
that's what the conspiracy is. People think that that guy who was in the band has something to do with it. That guy's daughter was in the documentary and she calls her dad and she's like, Dad, you can imagine how this looks, right? How I feel about this. He's claiming his innocence. He's saying, I did not do that. I did not kidnap her, but some people are saying that it's pretty easy. I mean, it is pretty easy to be on a cruise and go missing. And there's a lot of entrances and exits where only the staff know. And so, like, a lot of people in the documentary were saying that, like, once you're on a cruise, like, you are on international waters. Your captain is your law. Like, anything could happen. And you're in the cruise. Like, you're in, like, a little town floating in the city. You know what I mean? Or a little city floating in the ocean.
So, like, because I'm like, how has this not become a bigger story for 20 years? They're looking for their daughter. Like, nobody's going to go find her. Like, that's fucked up.
I think they should do the operation where they set up I mean, I don't know if she's still on the website, but yeah.
I also heard, like, what you're saying about the website where somebody can, and then people said that there's record of her, like, basically offering herself, like, that basically she was sex trafficked and she works as a sex worker, likely on that island. I heard somebody else say that she was on a porn site. Like, there was a video of her and they were like, wait, that's that girl. So I think I'm sure there's a combination of that going on, but I'm like, dude, her poor fucking family.
I can't even imagine the panic. And she's a grown woman. That's the other thing. It's not like she's a child that is small size, like, and she wasn't like a big girl. I just mean, like, she's a grown woman. How do you
just go missing?
Like, to go missing when you're that, like, and you're on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise.
Family?
But you're on a cruise with your family. I don't think you would think that. No. So that's just heartbreaking. But that's my most recent watch.
How did it end, the documentary?
It ended with, of course, like, with her family just saying, like, how they're still looking for her.
They're still looking
for her every day. They're still looking for her.
Wait,
and I'm like, man, dude, every
what
day.
Are they doing? So then the FBI attempt thing has had to have been a conversation.
I don't know, dude. They didn't mention that in the documentary, and I'm like, guys, I feel like that's the best way to figure that out. Or like
the dad trying even. Or the brother trying.
Or a random person. Did you remember that show, To Catch a Predator?
I didn't.
Dude, Chris Hansen, what a That's journalism. That was a show. I still watch reruns where they catch predators and they have the fake girl. She's like 21, but she sounds young. And then they come to the house and they're freaking weirdos. And then he comes out and he's like, put your shirt back on. And he has his little file on hand and he's not scared. Oh my God. And he doesn't, oh my God. And they're trying to run away. Damn. A full sting operation to Chris Hansen level is what we need to find Amy. I'm like,
which I'm shocked has not happened yet.
So hopefully enough people have watched the documentary and like, I don't know,
maybe this will help like bring enough money, like financial support that they can like really run something.
Like I am
can you
like,
imagine if they find her?
Oh my God, I really do think they will. I'm
scared. I'm genuinely like, what if she's like died by now?
Go missing and to be missing for years, even a week, an extra day, the not knowing what happened to a loved one, I feel is worse than hearing that something bad happened and that they passed. To
just not know where your child is
to just not know where they are is there's no closure. You can't I can't even imagine what they're thinking about before they go to bed at night. Like, it's so scary. So,
and this is also like, for all of you girls that are going on girls trips and stuff like that, first of all, what I think they were saying is that this girl maybe had gotten off the boat or gone to find drugs or whatever, right?
Yes.
We have all been in our 20s and 18, 19, 20. This girl was 21 or something, right? Like,
early 20s.
Your frontal lobe is not developed. And if you're on girls trips and stuff like that, be really fucking careful with who you trust. This is coming from me. I've done some stupid,
I was just going to say,
shit.
We on girls trips would la-di-da our heads around in the cloud. Like,
no, 100%. And then the things that have been happening lately, I'm like, oh my God, we are not diligent. We are not aware of our surroundings. Like, I thought we were being. But the way that the story went, I'm like, this could have very quickly and easily been anybody.
It
could have been anybody, you know?
At any
but like,
time.
When I was in Turkey, I did a summer in Turkey for like an internship thing, and I'll talk about it at some point because it was like such a big, like, pivotal, a core.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, you know, in
core pillar.
Inside Out, they have, it's definitely like a core pillar of my life, and I was there for a few months, and it was amazing. But we were there in 2014-ish, which you guys know because we're all the same age, right? We're like, at that time, there was no like GPS on our phone. There was the only way we could text and do social media, anything was on Wi-Fi. There was no translator to download. There was nothing like that. So we did all of Turkey like that. And there was a day that me and the girls that I was with in Turkey, we basically ended up like in a car of like these, not, like nothing weird, but like we had met through the teachers there, these like some of the Turkish people that were like our age. We end up in a car just like hanging out. They were showing us like the town, the top of the town, and they were like the mayor's kids or whatever, so they were showing us the top of like the view, and we were like, this is so cool and fun. We're in their car and they were like, oh, we're meeting up some more of our friends, like let's go there. And we're like, let's go, cool. We get in the car. This is during a phase where we're teaching at a Turkish school. We're teaching kids English at a Turkish school. Guys, we're not in like Istanbul, we're in like the middle of nowhere, Turkey. And they take us in this car and we are driving for a long time, and like we did not anticipate that at all. We're also in the middle of mountains. We're driving for a really long time, and we're like, and there's just like three of us girls, American, Muslim, 21, and we're like in the car and we're like, this is like, none of our phones are working. We can't tell anybody anything's happening. We have obviously no data, no Wi-Fi, nothing.
No sense of where you are.
No clue. We're just driving through fields. Like, it's literal fields on both sides. And we're driving for so long that and I was holding my friend's thigh at some point because I was getting really scared. Also, they speak Turkish. We don't fucking speak Turkish. So like at that point, we were like, oh, we're in a really bad predicament right now. Like, this could end very badly. It ended up just being like these mayor's kids, like summer or like, you know, farmhouse vibe. But like when we pulled up to it, dead ass, it was like a gate with like security guards with guns. It was like cornfields on cornfields. It was in the middle of a fucking nowhere, you guys.
Today I'd be like, oh, we're going to the leader of the ring.
No, and literally. And we walked in the house because we had also, in that situation, had no other option but to do what they were saying. We couldn't be like, no, we want to go back home. Like, I feel like we were so scared. We were like, okay. So anyways, we went, and then when I came back home, and we you know, now laugh about it, but that could have ended very badly.
Dude,
very
your
badly.
mom's listening to this, having a little mini check right now. No, but we did stupid shit like that a lot.
Yeah.
And in the moment, you think you're being smart. Dude, my parents would send me being the oldest. At the time, I must have been like no more than 14. I know I was younger than 14 for a fact. Let's say I'm 13 or 12, and I'm with my little brother who's 4 years younger than me, my little cousins. We have $20 to our name, no cell phone, one Six Flags cup that we're refilling for free because we get free refills. My parents would drop us off in the morning and pick us up at night. And if I needed to call my parent, I had to go find a family that I had to judge on my own. I walked up to them, little brown hairy girl, and I'd be like, excuse me, can I use your phone to call my mom? And they would be like,
it was so normal at that time, right?
And then I'm like in front of this family and their dad and whoever. I'm like, yeah, mom, I'm here. Yep, yeah, blah, blah, whatever. I'm having this whole conversation, and I'm like, thanks. And then I'm just like bopping my way over. Like I just leave. I feel like if a 10-year-old kid came up to me and said that, and then just like we're like walked off into the abyss, I'd be like, should I call somebody? Like,
yeah, like this is not okay.
Like this is not okay.
Have you seen the trend on TikTok of kids talking to their parents and like their parents are like our age or like older than us, and they're like, yeah, I used to go out around like after school and I would come home in the evening around dinner time, and they're like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, like your parents just wouldn't know where you were, and they're like, no, we just came back when the sun went down and
just ride our bikes.
Yeah, right. And everybody in the comments was like literally and just riding our bikes around. Or you know what I will always miss? That like kids will never feel this joy again, you guys, of like when we were like, it's a middle school summer. Let me set the scene. It's like sixth grade has ended. It's the summer before 7th grade. You're like getting cuter. You learned how to put on a little bit of eyeliner, straighten your hair. You're shopping at Discovery. Pussycat Dolls is on in the background. And you're sitting at home watching reruns of fucking Even Stevens and That's So Raven. Your mom made pulao the night before, eating that for breakfast. Dude, this is the dream. I'm so sad.
I know, nostalgia.
And the doorbell rings, and you don't know what or who or what, but the doorbell rings. So you're excited, and you go, and it's your friends. And you know what I mean? You had no plans for the day, but your friends are like, let's go to the park and bike. And you're like, yeah, mom, I'm going to go. It's like the joy of the spontaneity of that. Like, I have everybody's location now.
Yeah.
But I know when you're at my house before you know when you're at my house.
But just my day today is going to consist of riding my bike with my friends. Dude. And then I'm going to come home to a fresh ass meal. Dude. And I'm going to be like watching my movies at night, eating my hot Cheetos, no heartburn. And I'm going to bed and I'm doing the same shit tomorrow. I'm playing Nintendo 64 and I'm having a summer. That is the dream.
My mom and dad used to own White Hen pantries. I feel like that TikTok where it's like you meet someone and you're dropping like the randomest lore.
Yeah.
Like I was in Turkey in random mayor's kids' cars. And then my parents owned these White Hen pantries. Like it's like nothing makes sense.
And so sorry, but to go back, I just remembered, didn't you accidentally butt dial that Turkish mayor's kid, whomever?
Yeah.
And they called back and you were like, who the fuck is this?
Because, okay, well, he died now, so I can tell this story. I know the lore is so crazy, but this is actually really sad. He died a few years ago when it was like the earthquakes in Turkey.
No.
There was earthquakes in that area and he died. And I found out because one of the friends that I was with in Turkey, she told me, and I'm like, how the fuck did you? So it was just crazy that we yeah, he was like in his late 30s. Guys, I don't mean to laugh at it. Like, it's not funny. This is, you have to understand.
What are you even saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is so far removed. I'm just like, I feel like I'm just saying like a crazy story right now. But yeah, so this guy, that one, like the son, the mayor's like son or whatever, he was like, even when we were in Turkey, making comments about like how he is like in the mafia-ish or like, you know, like the, haha, have you ever killed anyone? Or like something like that. And it's like, yeah. And you're like, oh my God. So like that also adds a layer of like the panic when we were like in the car, because I'm like, wait, this is like we could disappear and this is like the mayor's kids. Like nobody's going to care that we disappeared. They'd be like, who are you talking about?
Also, dude, you keep saying this is the mayor's kid. I'm like, are they going to Google who the mayor was back then?
Like, I don't know if it was actually the mayor. You know what I mean? No, it was definitely the mayor.
He was a town representative.
He was like, it was like somebody that was like
Allegedly.
high up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it was the mayor's son in this random town in Turkey. We'll just take out the name of the town.
Yeah.
Nobody even cares.
We don't know in the day and age of the internet how far we could go.
God. Dude. And then they come after me.
Exactly.
They're laughing that that their son died?
Yeah.
No, oh my God.
We might get this
Let's
out.
backtrack.
Let's
like,
back up.
You watch enough documentaries for us to be paranoid, the right kind of paranoid. I do like stupid shit. Like I'll be like, Moosey's out for the whole weekend. What do I do? And my friends will be like, can you take that off your public social media? Like stupid shit.
Anyways,
so this
allegedly,
this guy. So he now I was about to say his name. He has the same name as one of our friends, allegedly. And around my wedding time, I was trying to call one of my friends quickly to be like, dude, I need you to pick up blah 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 for the wedding. And I ended up doing it on WhatsApp and like ended up calling this guy instead. And I ended up calling him, and then I hung because I realized it was the wrong number, and I hung up or whatever. And he like forgot who I was completely because it's like this is like 6-7 years later or something like that.
A long time ago.
And he starts texting my phone and is like, who the fuck is this? Why did you call me? Like, what do you know? Like freaking out. And I'm like, no, oh my God, relax. Like I met you in Turkey. Like this is like I'm not coming for you. And it's like, no, but somebody else called. Like literally thought I was part of whatever hitman shit he had going on. Thought I was like a part of something going on. And I'm like, this is so scary. I was like, stop. Like, I'm so scared right now. Like nothing.
You're like sitting on the toilet like, no, it's me. Remember?
Like, I swear I'm not after
you. Had the best cry.
No, it was like he was in the middle of like some kind of crazy fucking game.
You couldn't have called at the worst time. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to get someone to bring my gadget for my Tolki today. Like, I do not want beef with you.
Oh my God. I forgot where we were going.
R.I.P.
Oh, your parents had a white hen. I forgot where we started.
No, yeah. What was like in the summer I used to my parents had a white hen pantry, so they would get like fresh magazines daily. Do you know the luxury? That's luxury. To have access to like Teen Vogue and shit every month and E-News and shit every week update. And like it was like a whole section of like good magazines. Yep. And you know, in this era, we didn't have anything else giving us news but E-News and magazines. Mm-hmm. So like, dude, I would flip through the magazines. I would like beg my mom to take like 3 home every week, and I would take them home and then I would cut them up and make like my own little magazine out of the magazine and put like this is what my mood board is. This is what my I would do my own whole thing, and it was like the best ever. So I never played Nintendo and stuff. I always did like girly ass.
You were such a girly girl in the best way with your fuzzy pen. Yeah, with a little ball on it. You were you've always been such a girly girl.
But I looked like such a boy. You guys, like I was such a fat eyebrow, like long oily hair, like literally, and I was so like, oh my God, I just want to be a girl.
I know you, and you loved it, and it was fun coming and seeing all your stuff. It's so funny because your mom always says how she's a little bit more tomboyish, and then you came out super girly. And then when I was younger, my mom was like crazy girly, and I wasn't not girly, but I was like rebelling against it or something. So I had like a phase where I was a little bit more tomboyish. So yeah, I was
like cunty edgy.
I was always playing like, Nintendo 64. You know, I would unplug it on most of us, and he thought he was playing with me, but it was just me. We're playing like Ninja Turtles. You know, we're playing Mario.
I would want to play like
Tom and Jerry. Yeah.
Be like, no, I'm the bride.
Yeah, you're always a bride, dude. Playing Shadi Shadi. My cousins and I, we would get so into it. There's real tears. I remember one time it was my turn to be the bride. It was my turn to be the bride because normally it was my cousin. Gassed? No, I was nervous. Really? I was always normally the bride's like sister or something, you know what I mean? Or like the baji, whatever. So I was like there to like just help. So I
hold the fake pili.
Like literally holding the dupatta over her head, and we would take my mom's clothes from her closet, just like in the middle of the night, didn't give a shit. And like her heavy ass clothes. And my cousin was always the bride. And so this time it's my turn, and it's my ruksati. So I have the dupatta over my head, and it's like down here, I'm like 10. And my cousins are like holding my hand, they're like sitting on their knees, and they're like, it's okay, he's gonna be so nice, he loves you. And I'm like, and so much so that my cousins were like, Amna, you're supposed to cry. And I was like, oh, right. And I'm like brushing my shoulders, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys. And they're like walking me out. There's no one's playing the groom. I'm just like being walked out. And I'm like, that's so dumb. One time I
doing
remember
the hugs like this.
Yeah, and holding on to each other. One time I remember I went to my aunt's house, and my cousin was just sitting in the dark as a bride, and they were like, she does that. like, what is she doing?
Dude, I remember when I would be the Dulhan, like I would obviously put the dupatta over my head, but also sometimes, because do you guys remember like the 90s, early 2000s wedding videos, and like every time it's the girls like Maya or Toki, like half her face is covered with the dupatta, but the other half is kind of open. Like I would literally have it set up and I would be like, no, it has to cover like this much, but not full, but like here. And it's just like, they just like, it's like sliding off their head. And I'm like, no, guys.
What did you give Rabia as a role? What was her job in this wedding?
She was always a helper. She wasn't groom. She wasn't even sister of bride. I literally
was
don't.
Was Usman even at the wedding?
Nobody cared about him.
No, Usman wasn't a part of this baji.
Like you would be my husband when we would play, but I don't think I made anybody else my husband.
I know.
Unless it was like a boy, like my childhood friend that would be a boy. I'd be like, you marry me.
I never had a husband, no. But I do think about this so much, and I love her, and we laugh about this now. One of my really good friends from first grade, we talk, because in first grade, like in school, you play the baji equivalent, like you play house or whatever, right? And like she loved being this role. So like we were not asshole bitches that like made her this role. Like she would volunteer as tribute, but she was always our pet dog. She loved it. And to this day, she's like, dude, yeah, I still would be the pet dog. Like, she loved.
Wait, did she ask to be the pet dog?
I don't know how we landed upon this decision, but I know it was not like you're the dog. You know what I mean? No, like I know she enjoyed it because I've asked her about it since. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know how we got there, but like I remember you being the family pet. I'm so sorry. And she was like, no, I loved it.
But these are the type of things that build quality character. But I will say, if somebody told me to be during playing baji or like house, if somebody made me the pet, like I don't.
No, you wouldn't handle you, dude. You know what it is?
I would have started crying.
This is where you being the oldest and first grandchild comes in, and like again, I'm number like 35 in line, right? Like
on her dad's
on my dad's side, like I'm like I'm like
on our mom's side, she's number 2.
Yeah. But still, not number 1, right? So
number
like
1 on both sides.
Growing up, there's always pink and there's always purple. I was always purple. You know what I mean? I was always a purple. I was not pink. And I leaned into it. I remember my cousin, Eva. She and I would play. You know how you get those like nail polish sets or whatever?
Yeah.
And you can like do your own experiments and add water and blah, blah, blah. So I had something along those lines. I don't know what it was. And we were like mad scientists. So she was a scientist. She didn't ask me to do this. I took the box and I put it on the back of my shirt and I stuffed it so it looked like a hunchback. And I literally was following her around and she'd be like, pass me the whatever, the tube. And I'd be like, yes, master. And I'd like rub my hands around and I leaned into character fully. I was like, I'm going to kill this role. And Dude. I was very comfortable with it. I liked it. But you know what's messed up? Because when you're in that type of a hierarchy situation, now I'm projecting that onto my younger cousin. Like, poor thing. Like, now I'm being she's purple, you know?
Or like on our side of the family, whenever we get dinner, like our moms will like set up the dinner and then we line up to get food. Amna is always first in line because she's like, after the adults, she's like, we go in order.
And I'm like, guys, I'm fully projecting. I'm like
Hafsa last.
I'm like, this is the only place where I'm treated as like an adult.
Yeah, and she fully is so good at it. Like,
I eat that shit up. I'm like, God, this is what power feels like.
I play the card when I don't want to do something. If I don't want to do something, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. And they're like, well, fuck off. Now it doesn't work. But at the time,
it doesn't work as well, yeah.
What's next? That was such a good sigh.
I know. While she's checking, I was telling Sana, and maybe it picked up earlier, but I feel like an evil villain. I feel like I turn around in my chair and I'm like, well. I also am just realizing this is everyone's first time meeting Theo. Did we talk about that earlier? I don't even remember. But like, guys.
We did.
Look at him, our little mascot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so.
One day we'll have t-shirts.
With Theo's face on them.
Yeah.
So.
Guys, we need merch. But anyways.
You have to tell us, guys, it's not breaking news. It's breaking news to everyone but Sana.
It's not that deep.
We have all met Sana. There's someone who's like fully using Sana's profile.
Yeah.
And Sana told me, and I made her stop because I'm like, tell me on the podcast, that you reached out to her.
Yeah. Okay. So there's this girl. I should tell you guys what she's pretending her name to be like, people have messaged me on my personal Instagram so many times. People have messaged us on the podcast Instagram being like, Sana, there's this person impersonating you on TikTok. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Because I feel like people would do that on Instagram. Like, you know, it happens to anybody that's like trying to be an influencer, somebody. Like, everybody has that situation. So I'm like, who cares? I'm not gonna like put it on the story and be like, God, like, who cares? But then I didn't realize that on TikTok it's like harder to get rid of somebody. Like, I didn't know that was like a thing. But anyways, it's been going on for a while, and basically this person definitely follows me on Instagram because they'll take stuff from my stories.
No, they're like up to date.
Yeah, and they'll go out of order, which is really killing me. Like, they're posting things from like a year ago, and I'm like, that's not current. But anyways, they're like, yeah, so they're like pretending to be me and have this whole TikTok page. And truthfully, because I had such a small following, I was like, whatever. If that page ever popped off,
imagine
I would
it
like
popped off
literally
more
call
than your personal page.
The president. I would be so upset.
I mean,
not this president, though. Yeah. Somebody's president. And I'd be like, what do I do? I'd call TikTok. I'd be like, this is a problem. But anyways, it's just, they have like a few hundred followers, but like, I eventually, because it was like everybody kept telling me, I'm like, haha, yeah, that's so funny. So I just was like, you know what? Let me message her. Let me just like, you know, she follows me. Let me message her and just be like, hey, like, come on. So I messaged her and I said,
oh my God, I'm so excited. Also, you're like, guys, everyone's had someone catfish them. And I'm like, not I.
No, but
if anybody wants to do me the honors,
tried to do like,
I'll make one for myself.
I'm saying like anybody that tried to like, you know, is trying to like grow their Instagram and shit. Like, all of us have been going through that cringy stage.
Out there.
Oh, Zoya. The TikTok is Zoya_Khan199. I was being too nice.
Uh-oh.
I was like, hi, love.
Oh my God, Sana.
I know, but like, I was really trying to be like, I'm going to approach it like so
kill him with kindness. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, hi, love. I see that you're using my photos for this page. Can you please stop sharing my photos on here, with a crying emoji and a heart?
Okay.
And she said, why? She said, why? I support you. That's why I upload your pictures and videos, period. And then she blocked me. And I was like... But she's still posting as me.
Stop.
I can't even message her again. She saw that I said that. Oh, but then I did try to, because then I got mad. I was like, you support me, so you blocked me, but you continue to impersonate me. ... Blocked. And then I blocked her from my TikTok, but I don't know who she is, so I don't know how to block her from my Instagram. Okay. But that's where she's getting all the stuff from, is my Instagram, because I don't really post on my TikTok.
Well.
So yeah, that's that. Guys, I don't know. Let me know if you have a solution. Okay, in other news, Amna celebrated her anniversary this month.
7 years with a man.
7 years.
7 years married, 10 years together.
Give us 7 things that either you've learned or like lessons or yeah, I think that'll be good.
7 lessons that I've learned,
or things you've learned, or things about marriage, things you've learned about yourself through marriage. Like, tell us 7 things.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God.
Sorry.
This is so stressful. Let me think. No,
I should have let you prepare.
I know. Let me think. It's okay.
Or it doesn't even if you don't want to do that route, you could do like, tell us what you've learned up until this point.
Okay. I'll try to think of 7 things. Okay. I don't know if I'll make it to 7. Give me like, I'm going to think it's going to hit me at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
In my 7 years, I feel like I give a lot of grace, and it really is an achievement to stay married to somebody as long as you have, in a way where you still really like the other person. I feel like people say like, what's the hard part about marriage? And you know, people say marriage is hard, but it shouldn't be that hard. And like, sure, that can be true, but like, you're also going through life together and you're figuring out some serious shit. So I feel like it really does feel like every year feels like that much more of a celebration, because it's like, whoa, like we were such different people from when we started to now. So how much change can happen? I don't know. 7. What else can I say about marriage? What else have I learned?
What years were the hardest?
Ooh, okay. I think our hardest years were, I don't want to say our first year, because I think the first 6 months we were still kind of in like head in the clouds, like, what's going on?
Dude,
like
the first 6 months after getting married are seriously bliss. The whole first year almost is like you're so like on a high from your wedding.
You're still kind of coming down from what just happened.
Home.
Yeah,
like you're like
new.
So like excited to like wake up and have coffee together.
Every night you're going to bed and you're like, I can't believe that we're here.
We live together.
So I don't
want to
have
your first like laugh attack in bed. It's just like all these fun firsts. Yeah.
So I feel like I wouldn't say the first year, but I would say kind of bleeding into year 2 to 3, because our year 2, 3 was, I got married in 2018. So 2019, we're going into year 2019. So like the second year of our marriage, I think like leading into was, one, we're 25 years old. We're young. We married early. We did. And I was unemployed for a period of time. My husband was holding it down, which I was just talking to him at our, like when we were celebrating this weekend, and I was like, now I see my little brother, our younger cousins, and I'm like, what? 25? We were doing this and that and paying like serious bills, and which like as everyone does as they grow, but I'm like, now I'm like, we were 25 when we were 24 when we got married. That's crazy. So I feel like 2019, obviously then COVID happened. I lost my mom in COVID. So I feel like that year of, I think 2020, our second or third year, like it's such a transitional phase. Also such really big moments in life are happening. There's a pandemic. So I think we were tested the most, and it's also the most where it's like, you don't know how real life shit like grief and losses and pandemics and this, like you really don't know who you're going to come out the other side to be. So it can be scary. You don't know. Like how one person may grieve is different than how another person may grieve. They may change as a person. I'm sure I've changed as a person. No, I know I've changed as a person. What am I saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that was probably the hardest. Like it's like our second year of marriage, shit's getting real, but it's also like so much is happening in our personal life too. So I feel like that. But then once you overcome that,
what's like the best part of marriage so far?
The best part of marriage is I feel like I'm someone, and I don't know if this is an Aquarius thing, but it seems like it is. But I am someone who like, I either like when I'm hanging out with my friends, I love hanging out. I love talking. I love the chit chat. I love the catching up, and we're doing activities together and all of that. But then I really value alone time. And I feel like in the beginning, I even was having a hard time transitioning from like living with my parents to then I lived alone for a little while. Then I moved back in with my parents, and now I'm living with a boy for the first time. First time having a roommate is a man, and it's his first time moving out.
Crazy, yeah.
And I feel like that transition was really hard for me. Because I was like, what do you mean we have to share closets? What do you mean you live here? What do you mean the toilet seat is up? Like, I just couldn't process any of it. So I say all that to say that now I feel like there was a time where I'd be like, man, if I could just have like alone time, because I love my alone time. But now I feel like alone time, like if I can enjoy alone time with you, we're never leaving each other. Like I am locked in with you, whether you're my husband or my friend. Like if I can sit and it's just you and me and we can watch TV or whatever, like I am so locked in. So I feel like the best part of marriage really is like the little routines and the little things you know about each other, and like, okay, he picked up boba for me today because he knows that I love this boba, and like knowing those little things, and like having like the lazy Sunday and a lazy Monday. I feel like that to me is like my favorite part.
To be loved is to be understood.
Yeah, wow, that's so beautiful.
I feel like I've heard people say that for so long, but I didn't really like, I was like, yeah, but lately I'm like, that is so true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that. Okay, so how did you guys celebrate?
We celebrated, so we normally like to do an activity. Wow, I feel like we went into such a deep place. Oh my God, I felt vulnerable, ladies. My goodness. But I feel like, so what we ended up doing to celebrate, now I feel like, so normally we like to do an activity. We're big spa people. We love a massage. We love a spa. We love a facial. So that's exactly what we did. We had a facial. We had a massage. And then we went to dinner. And then we went to 2 different dinner places. We had a great time, dressed up, went to dinner, came home, put on a movie, went to bed.
Dude. Perfect
Loved
night.
it. Had great dessert.
Literally perfect night.
So that's like the perfect way. Last year we were celebrating our anniversary in Africa, so that was really cool.
Yeah, I remember.
It was our last day on the safari, so that was really sick. But yeah, normally we like to do activity, but like I feel like with my anniversary, like we're like, let's keep it.
You're not like,
It just depends on the vibe that year. Like I feel like every year doesn't have to meet the same standard.
I do
You know what I mean?
like I like the way that I feel about my birthday is like, oh my God, it's my birthday. Like, so excited. My anniversary, I don't treat like that. Like, I feel like I treat my anniversary as like a, whoa, like, let's pause, reflect.
Yeah.
This many years. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? It feels more like that to me. Like, I like celebrating it, but I feel like that part of the anniversary is more fun to me. The like, can't believe it's been like, what was this year of our marriage? Like, whatever. Than the, like, it doesn't
like
feel as like
in a production. Yeah. I get that. Absolutely, I agree.
I say that, but like we will pop out on the 5th. But that I swear to God, that's more for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I also feel like I feel like our 50th anniversary, like that's. But I do love a trip. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like I feel like now people. I used to hear, and I heard it from The Real. Actually, I'm pretty sure Adrian Bailon said this or somebody. But I remember before I was married, hearing people say that until you're in a marriage, you don't know marriage. Until it doesn't matter if you live with that person, until you are married.
Oh my God, I said that like 2 weeks ago too. I was dude, truly, like the way that a marriage tests you as a person, tests the other person, the level of like, I'm not saying compromise, like there it's also like such a fine line and it's so nuanced. It's very hard to comment on someone's marriage without knowing them well, and even then it's hard to comment on their marriage, but at least when you know someone well, you can take all facets into consideration, and then you're more likely to be more reasonable anyway. But I just feel like marriage is so fucking hard, and only when you're in marriage for, I'm sure the more, I'm sure people are listening to us like, bitch, you're 4 years in, wait till you have your third kid. That's another level of marriage. Or your kids are in high school. That's another level of marriage. Or your kids are getting, or like your in-laws are passing back to back or getting sick. That's another level of marriage. So I'm sure we'll keep getting those. But I just feel like going through things together and being in a marriage, you're like, oh, this is not for the weak.
No. And people say that. And some people say like, oh, it shouldn't be hard. And sometimes it's like, nobody wants the situation at hand to be difficult. But again, so much happens in life. And sometimes you're dealing with it at the same pace. And sometimes you're dealing with it at different paces. And you have to figure out what that person's pace is versus your pace, or like
And if you're saying it's easy, it's like gotta be like there's gotta be luxury of time. There's gotta be luxury of money. There's gotta be luxury of health. There's gotta be luxury of resources. If things are not difficult for you, or you're not facing those things, then I understand why you're like, what would there be but like when you have so many things, like you said, are moving in your life, and then your partner's life, and in your family, and in your partner's family, it's a lot.
Sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in the hello good love it all, you know what I mean? And then you need a moment to like bring yourselves back. And we were just talking about this earlier, where you were telling me, like, this is like before we started recording and stuff, we were just talking, where it's like, every couple has like that one thing, there's always that no matter how good
a bruise,
there's always that one thing that's a sore spot that could like really trigger an argument. But it's like every year coming to a better approach.
Or like what I was saying to Amna is like, I feel like as I've been learning more that I feel like as couples, we excel in, as couples from the outside perspective, we excel in different things. And it's like, I can watch my cousin, for example, like Amna and Abdas, for example, really excel in like you guys are so into like your sense of style. You excel in traveling well together. You excel in things that like these are things that they do like seamlessly. You know what I mean? For Muzi and I, it's like doing house stuff together, growing the plant stuff together. Like that's something that we feel.
The traveling, dude. You guys are
and travel, but like those things we do, like, oh, we can be on the same page for. But there are other things that I feel like, and every couple is going to have like a sore spot where it's like, we just don't jive in this one. And I can imagine when it's kids or when it's but like there's things that are like, this is just the harder thing in our relationship to navigate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody has
and
one.
it could be like one big thing, or it could be like the most random, itty bitty.
You want the house cold, he wants the house warm.
Yeah, like the tiniest thing that you don't think matters, but you're like, I did this mindlessly, and now I'm having to think about it. You know what I mean? Like the temperature.
Can I be a bitch?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's time. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Can I be a bitch? Speaking of marriage, I can't fucking stand it when a man or a woman compares their 6 month to 1 year relationship to like people that have been married for a long time. Like, I just feel like you don't fucking know what you're talking about yet. And by the way, I've been married 4 years. Amna's been married 7. I've known Muzi and been with Muzi for on and off over a decade and a half, maybe. I don't know, like a long time. And Amna's known and
for 10 years.
Yeah, been with this for like 10 years. So this is not just like, oh, we've been in a relationship for a few years. But I just feel like when I hear someone talk about, like when they come from a perspective of relationships shouldn't be that hard and you're 6 months to 1 year in, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Or worse, they're not in one. And you're like, sometimes it's good perspective because sometimes it kind of brings you back and you're like, you're right, it's not that deep. You know, there's some things where it's like, it's not that deep and I need someone who's not married to tell me like, hey, it's fine if the sock drawer looks like that. Like, you guys don't need that. It's okay, guys. And you're like, you're right. Why? What? But sometimes there are things, and it's usually on TikTok, where people who are not in married relationships or whatever have something to say about people that have been. And sometimes the people that have been don't even help themselves in the way that they present. Like, sometimes you are looking at it and you're like, okay. So sometimes I'm like, I can see why that, like, you're not helping your case right now. But I'm talking about like your average Joe, like your average person, right? It's like you don't even
realize how it's like us commenting on kids without having kids. I'm sure
it's literally like that.
Thing.
We're not gonna comment on what it means to be a parent when I can't even tell you what kind of car seat does what. I don't even know how to put in a car seat.
No, literally.
So how am I gonna know?
How
what
are we gonna comment on it, or like giving advice on? I'm like, but we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I don't know what kind of parent I'm gonna be to tell you what you should do.
And as Desi Muslim immigrant kids, like, there's just so much to unpack that comes out in your marriage sometimes that you're like, where did that come from?
Your trauma from your parents, your upbringing will 100% follow you into your marriage and be exposed in your marriage.
And you wouldn't even realize.
And you're like, I didn't, like, it's so front and center. What?
Speaking of, this is not that deep, but I was told this yesterday and it has not left my mind. What? So I give my brother so much shit about the way he walks. I'm like, Mustafa, you're walking so fucking slow. Mustafa, you're just a blah, 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 whatever. I always give him shit about the way he walks. And my husband to me yesterday was like, you know, from the back, you walk like your brother. And I was like, what did you just say? And he was like, no, I'm not saying it in a bad way. But I'm just saying, like, the way you and Mustafa walk, like, you guys have like the same style of walking. And I was like, whoa. And then he was like, yeah, but because you guys all don't walk like that. Like, Son and Robs don't walk like that. And I'm like, what did they walk like that I don't walk like? Because I don't like the way Mustafa walks. So then how am I walking? Like a man? Or like do I look like a boy from the back? Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? I was so appalled at that.
I literally have recently been like, I need to start walking more like a lady. No, seriously, because I'm like, I need my walk to
now
be
that's in my mind. I'm like, how do I walk?
Or like sitting straight as I'm like hunchback.
Yeah, like butt out, a little hip movement.
But speaking of husband saying stupid shit, I got my nails done and I hated how they got done. You probably can't tell from the camera, or if you're listening, you're like, I don't give a shit. But like, they're just thicker, right? They're thicker. And the guy yelled at me, which I'll tell the story another time. But like the nail tech was literally so mad at me and yelling at me. But anyways, I got them done. I hated them. I was so pissed off. So I come home to show Muzi and I'm like, oh, look, my nails, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, they look good. Yeah. Because I'm telling him I hate them, but he's a boy, so he doesn't understand like why yet. And he's like, yeah, no, they look good. They're just a little more like bubble than they normally are. Like they're like bubbles. And I was like,
Theo, relax.
Theo's like getting up, like ready to save us. Theo,
go do what you gotta do, boo boo. Go save the world. Imagine he knocks our camera over.
No, literally. And I'm like, Muzi's calling a girl's nails bubbles, like, is like the worst thing you could say. And he's like, no, yeah, they're cute, like little bubbles. And I'm like, stop. While she's thinking, what?
No, say what you're going to say. Maybe something better will come to me.
Oh, I was just going to say it's Leo season officially. And I've been getting all the TikToks of Leo stuff. Also, Theo's a Leo, and I'm a Leo. He's a July Leo, July 31st, and I'm an August Leo.
And you guys are turning the same age.
Yeah, well, Theo's turning 4, which in human years is like 32, unless I did the math wrong. But like 8 times 4 is 32. And I'm turning 32, so.
Okay, I can't think of a Can I Be a Bitch. Maybe when I'm editing, something will come to me and I'll be like,
you can edit.
Now's the time. But I think, let me just make sure. Okay, oh, I'm talking into the mic. Okay, our camera died. But just wanted to say, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us
if you're a
what
listener,
you liked.
Rate and comment on the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Bye.